about the other AFC game out there today, or Saturday, right? Let's talk about the team, the game that started the divisional round playoffs, and that's the Kansas City Chiefs dominating the Houston Texans in yet another 2024 NFL season with their most recent victory over the Houston Texans. The Kansas City Chiefs won the game 23-14. And as they were outgained in yardage and whatever, this and this and this, they still won the game. Many other people are saying the only reason why the Kansas City Chiefs won were because of the refs. My man Mark D is one of them. All week long, that's all Mark did was text us memes about referees and the Chiefs, right? But guys, Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs played a very, very clean game. Very, very clean game. Let's just be honest. And Patrick Mahomes and Kansas City Chiefs are now 7-0 in the divisional round. Guys, can we start to give the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes some credit and stop blaming the referees? Can we give them, meaning the Kansas City Chiefs, credit and stop blaming the referees? Because when you go to 7 straight AFC championships, it takes a lot of hard work. It takes a great team. It takes a great coach, and it does take a little bit of luck. Let's just be honest. Anytime you do 7 times in a row in a team atmosphere, it takes a little bit of luck, right? Patrick Mahomes has played 19 career playoff games. 19. He averages 700 or 279 yards passing per game, 6 touchdowns to 1 interceptions per each playoff run. And he has a QBR of 105.6. He is a great quarterback in the postseason. Put some respect on his name. The first year that Patrick Mahomes was in the playoffs, he played in the AFC Championship game versus Tom Brady. They actually would have won that game if Dee Ford wouldn't have lined up offsides. When Dee Ford lined up offsides, Tom Brady threw an interception. And when you gave the New England Patriots and Tom Brady a second chance, they did not make that mistake. And guys, since that 2018 AFC Championship game, the Kansas City Chiefs almost played nearly perfect in the playoffs. They learn from their mistakes. They have great coaching, great teammates, and a little bit of luck. Even since 2018, guys, they are 90-26. Since 2018, they only allowed their opponents 21 points per game in the postseason, and they score 28 points per game. And then let's say, the referees, right? Since 2018, the Kansas City Chiefs have been penalized 737 times. That ranks them 15th in the NFL. That is more penalties than the Baltimore Ravens. That's more penalties than the Buffalo Bills. That's more penalties than the Denver Broncos, the New England Patriots, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Chargers. Just to name a few. They get flagged a lot. Dead middle. So guys, can we officially stop saying that the NFL is rigged? And the Kansas City Chiefs and the refs versus the other team, it's as the Houston Texans say, it's us against everybody, right? Can we just stop it with that? Give credit where credit is due. Give credit where credit is due. Guys, the Kansas City Chiefs are the real deal. They've learned from their mistakes from 2018. They've learned from their mistakes in 2020. They learn from their mistakes and they get better and better and better. When you have a well-disciplined coach team, you are going to win a lot of games. Stop with the refs crap. Move it on. So, guys, can we give the Chiefs some credit? Can we give the Chiefs some credit? Gordo2313 says, let's go Pinnique Chiefs. I think it means Kansas City Chiefs. Laura says, boo, F those Chiefs. Okay. And Ant says, some of the worst roughing the passer calls that I've ever seen. Ant, first things first. That first roughing the passer call, I have a slow shot picture of it on our Facebook page. I want you guys all to go over there. Facebook.com/man-hour NFL talk. Find that picture and tell me if you see contact with Patrick Mahomes' head with the crown of the helmet from the defending. I believe it was Danielle Hunter. No, it was Will Anderson Jr. Was there any contact with his head? Yes or no? If the answer to that question is yes, it is roughing the passer. If you hit anybody in the head forcefully, it is roughing the passer, or it's actually a personal foul. So yes, that first one was roughing the passer. The second one, it was not roughing the passer. It was a head-to-head contact, right? Patrick Mahomes was scrambling down the right side of the field. He could have ran out of bounds and would have called it a day, moved on. He decided to cut back, try to get a couple more yards. Texans quickly collapsed on him, which is great pursuit. I love their pursuit angles like on that particular play. And then he slid down late. In the process of that, he did get hit in the head yet again. Now, watching it live and hearing it live, you heard the boom. I thought Patrick Mahomes was dead. Watching it live, hearing it, I was like, whoa, that was a big hit. Now, watching it back slow motion and seeing that he did get hit in the head, but most of the head-to-head contact was from the Houston Texans players themselves. That was a gimme call, right? That was a gimme call because the referees were going off of the sound and what they thought they saw. Was it a bad call? Yes and no. There was still head-to-head contact, but it wasn't as blatantly obvious as it sounded. If you want to take the quarterback sliding out of the game, that would have never happened. Right? That would have never have happened. And Carson says, is it a clean game or are the penalties not called? I saw a horrible non-call open field hip drop tackle. And Carson, I thought the same thing. I believe it was Cook, number 6, was getting dragged by Joe Mixon down the field. What a hip drop tackle is you tackle the guy and you swing your hips, throwing the player down, coming down on their legs, right? Pulling them back down. The key part there is the swing, Carson. I believe it was James Cook, right? He did not have any swing. He was getting just dragged down the field. He was getting manhandled down the field. Joe Mixon's a dog. When you drop straight down and there's no swing, that is not a hip tackle. That is not a hip drop tackle. If you want to see a hip drop tackle, go over to the Eagles-Rams game when Jalen Hurts was getting tackled by, was it Carter? No, no. It was Verse, right? It was Jared Verse. That is a hip drop tackle. There's a swing and you come back on the quarterback's legs. That is a hip drop tackle. James Cook was simply just being dragged down the field and he just dropped. He didn't land on his feet, didn't land on his ankles. There was no swing, so there's no hip drop tackle. It looked bad, but there wasn't no hip drop tackle. Ant says, can you tell Mahomes to stop flopping like he's playing basketball? Listen. First of all, I do not like basketball at all because of the whole flopping BS, right? And the NFL is starting to get that way. But let's just be honest. If the referees call it, and you know you're short of the first down, well, it was 3rd and long, right? He gets that personal foul, that's a first down. Bada bing, bada boom, it's a whole new ball game. Whole different ball game, actually. So why not try to get that foul? I'm not saying I like it, but I'm saying we see it across the field. Sam Darnold does it. Tom Brady did it all the time. It's just the fact that it happened to Kansas City Chiefs and the Patrick Mahomes. Now you're all, How about when Lamar Jackson got tackled out of bounds? I don't remember who tackled him, but Lamar was scrambling down the side of the field. The defender from the Buffalo Bills tackled him 2 yards inbounds. Lamar Jackson carried him 7 yards out of bounds. He was continuing the tackle, and then Lamar Jackson flops. Like, ugh. How about that flop? You're not bad about that. And Carson says, yes, please. No more refs. The NFL's rigged. Stop it. Stop it. Alpha Rob says it was 2 bad calls, but the Texans defense couldn't stop when they needed CJ taking big stacks and lost the game. I will agree that the second personal foul, roughing the passer, whatever it was called, right, was a questionable call. There was still head-to-head contact, but it was questionable, right? Like I said, the sound and the speed of what we saw, we're like, everybody's like, oh, right? But you are right. Texans shit the bed. How many yards did he get against Houston? They were under 200 yards till the fourth quarter total offense, John. The Kansas City Chiefs offense, the Texans defense played great. Let's just be honest. He played great. James says, I was happy to see my guy Kareem got a touchdown and had a few nice runs. Listen, Kareem Hunt's been a dog all season long. James Frank. We, as a Kansas City Chiefs fan, we let you guys rent him for a few years, and you are welcome, right? You are welcome. And Carson says 737 in regular season and two in season 2 in the playoffs and in that span. No. I should have looked up how many playoff flags that they have. I bet you it's more than you think. I'm just saying. Laura says, KC just needs to sit down and let other plays ball. Oh, I'm so tired of seeing everything about Kansas City, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. Let's all see. Stop with the Kansas City Chiefs, please. Laura's just mad that's not her team. If it was anybody else's team, you guys would be like, let's just be honest. Darren says, finally, I found someone who isn't blaming the referees. Darren, there were a couple bad calls in that game. I'm not saying it was flags or non-flags, just bad calls in general. Let's look at that game. Hollywood Brown. The man caught the ball, step, turned, fell to the ground, was tackled, and then the quarterback ripped the ball out of his hands. No catch. Incomplete pass. What? Fast forward to the third quarter, Dalton Schultz on the sideline catches it, bobbles it, regains it, foot down, and then other foot comes out of bounds, half a toe out. It's a catch. So, you guys want to blame the refs? That Dalton Schultz catch was not a catch at all, but the Hollywood Brown catch was. Like, you can go back and forth all you want, but take the referees out of it. Referees are human. They get paid to call a clean game, as clean as they can. But the real reason why it's such a referee's game, it's because it is the Kansas City Chiefs, and everybody hates the Kansas City Chiefs, like Laura, right here. Do we have to talk about the Kansas City Chiefs? Oh, this sucks. The simple fact of the matter is when you're good, we're going to talk about you. It is what it is. It is what it is. James says, I'm still mad about the no PI call against my Browns in the playoffs a few years ago. If you want to go that route, how about the non-pass interference call? The Buffalo Bills tied in. What was it? No. What game was that? Can't remember what game it was, but the Buffalo Bills, I believe it was the Buffalo Bills tied in, threw the cornerback down was wide open. I'm just saying. People were whining about the refs talking to Allen on the sidelines after they missed that call. And Alpha Rob, I actually posted that on our Facebook page. I said, if that was Mahomes, we would be hearing about it non-stop. Oh, he's getting blown on the sidelines. You're doing this, right? I'm pretty sure the referee was basically telling Josh Allen to shut up, right? But if that would have been done to Patrick Mahomes, he's apologizing to Patrick Mahomes. We'll get the call next time. It's just crazy, right? James Frank says someone on X is Mahomes' cheat on wife. What? And says, Buck, stop being delusional. Your quarterback gets calls that non-quarterbacks will get, including Allen and Lamar. Lamar got tackled out of bounds last night, and Allen got hit late. And Lamar's Jackson tackle out of bounds. That tackle started inbounds, 2 yards inbounds. The play carried out of bounds 7 yards. Yes, it did look bad, but if you watch the whole aspect of the play, the tackle started inbounds. What is the player supposed to do? Is he supposed to just let go and put all of his body weight on Lamar Jackson? Because when he breaks his leg, then you're going to be here, cheater. Come on. Now, I'm not for sure which hit you are talking about Josh Allen, but talk about flopping and whining. Josh Allen does it more than Patrick Mahomes. Sit there and watch Josh Allen. Every time he gets hit, he's like, face man, hey, come on. I'm not being delusional. I'm being a realist. And the realist is I'm getting sick and freaking tired of, the only reason why the Chiefs are winning is because of the referees. How about Patrick Mahomes averaging 270 yards passing in the postseason? How about averaging 6 touchdowns to 1 interceptions per playoff run? How about averaging a 105.6 QBR in the playoffs? Give credit where credit is due. They are just good deal. And John says there's no contact to the head. John, the picture is clear as day, my man. The dude's head is in it's in Patrick Mahomes' chin and face mask. Stop it. Stop it. Yoda DZZ says Nazi Reed is greater than the Buffalo Bills. Okay. And says, I thought Patrick Mahomes was dead. Get out of here. And go back and watch that play live. Matter of fact, I'm going to record it and post it on our Facebook page. And I'm going to post it live. That was the hardest hit that I've heard all weekend long. Actually, probably all playoffs long. The Houston players hit themselves pretty tough. I'm surprised none of them were in concussion protocol after that. Let's just be honest. But if Patrick Mahomes' head was just a little bit higher, if he had a little bit bigger afro, he would have been dead. He would have been dead. Yoda DeEasy said Chiefs are winning it all. They is. Carson says the head-to-head contact, as you say, the Texans on Texans. Look at the video, Carson. Look at the picture. It's a still picture over at facebook.com/manhour. I posted it. His head is on his Patrick Mahomes' head. Stop it. Stop it. John says, I hear him waffling about this. I'm not waffling about different. And here we go. James Frank says, Lil Wayne said it different. Lil Wayne is the man, the myth, the legend. He said, damn it, F those referees. James, you also know that Lil Wayne's a Green Bay Packers fan, right? I'm just saying. As that cheesehead reigns supreme back there, I'm just saying Lil Wayne's a Packers fan. I don't understand how he's from New Orleans or whatever and a Packers fan, but hey, whatever. Carson said it was on the tight end, caught on the sideline. Schultz is a tight end, I do believe. Was that the game that Schultz? Was it Schultz that threw the Kansas City Chiefs defender down? I had to go back and look at my Facebook post, but I don't remember what game it was. But there was a tight end running just a simple 10-yard in route, chuck the defender down, wide open, boof. Actually, I think you're right, Darren. I think you are right. I think it was Schultz because I just looked and I said, how is that not an offensive pass interference on like Schultz, right? Casey Morgan bringing up facts says Josh Allen flops more than Patrick Mahomes. I'm just saying. And that was a bad missed call. It was Ed Oliver. Are you referring to Lamar Jackson? That was not a bad missed call. That was not a bad missed call. If whoever the defender was, you're saying it was Ed Oliver Carson. He tackled Lamar Jackson. Both feet were in the green. Both players were in the green, at least 2 yards in the green. Lamar Jackson wanted to carry him out of bounds. I'm just saying. John says revert back to 1970 rules. I'll be happy with the 1990 rules. How about that? Alpha Rob says Mahomes and Allen's both take advantage of the rules. They're master in its strategy. I mean, if the rule is there, why not exploit it? That's why flopping in the NBA is now a tactical, right? It's because people were taking advantage of it. If you can act good, If you can get the call, why not do it? I'm just saying. Just say it is what it is. But let's talk about the Houston Texans on